Welcome to the Royal Society of Literature's Literature Matters workshop. Thank you to the Arts Council for sponsoring it, paying for it. Hi, my name is Nikesh Shukla. I am a writer. As I write books and I write for film and telly, and I edited a book called The Good Immigrant and other stuff. And I'm really excited to be helping Josie Long to write. But first, you need to know who Josie Long is. Hi, Josie.
Hi.
Um, who are you?
I
Please
am
introduce yourself.
I'm a stand-up comedian, which is what I love and can't do at the moment, which is genuinely heartbreaking to me. I make a radio series on Radio 4. It's a great show and it's lovely. It's about documentaries.
So Josie and I have been friends for over a decade now.
Yes.
I was a fan of Josie's stand-up, and then she did this amazing project called 100 Days to Make Me a Better Person. I decided to use those 100 days to write, and out of the writings that I did over the course of those 100 days, I wrote what became my first novel, Meets Coconut Limited. After that, Josie and I just stayed in touch, and we're gonna do some free writing. So here's what you're gonna do, Josie. Um, so one of the things I've always thought is, like, when you go to the gym, you don't just get on the treadmill or run a
Yeah.
marathon. You warm up at first and you stretch and all the rest of it. And I think sometimes our creative muscles need to be stretched. We need to kind of warm ourselves up into writing. So I like to do like a little free writing exercise. I basically write for 12 to 15 minutes before I to open up the Word document that has my latest novel on it, and it kind of just like unburdens me from the day. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get you to write for 12 minutes. So basically, all of you who are about to do this with Josie, what you need to do is get a pen and paper, or if you want to write directly onto a screen, you can do that. Whatever you feel gets the best out of you. So the rules are you're gonna write for the next 12 minutes. Every 2 minutes, I'm gonna throw out a new prompt. And you have to respond to the prompt. Now, you might decide to treat each prompt differently. You might want to weave that prompt into what you're doing, and it might take you on a little journey. Some prompts you might want to write poetry. Some prompts might inspire a list. It's entirely up to you. What this is you just have to react to it and feel it in the moment, and not think about it too much. But the point is, you have to keep writing.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good thing to think about as well, that it doesn't just have to be block writing. It can be poetry or lists or anything.
Yeah. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Right. Your first prompt is home. So in this prompt, you might be thinking about the home that you're in now. You might be describing what's around you. You might be quite literal, or you might be thinking about like your ideal version of home, like your hope for the future of what that home might be. But here's the chance to be really specific about what home means to you. Is home a physical space? Is home a feeling? And let that guide what you're writing. And try and be specific when you visualize it. Don't say there's a bed there. Tell me about the bed. What kind of sheets are there? Are you surrounded by lots of things? Is your home somewhere you've been for a long time, or is it a new place? Ask yourself those questions. What does that feeling of home? What does that give you in your heart? What is that feeling of comfort for you? What are you wearing? Do you wear shoes in your home? I don't know. I think that's yeah. Okay, so we got 30 more seconds on home. Because your next prompt is running towards. So this is about journey now. You've gone on a journey, you've left your citadel, your safe place, and you're running towards something. Don't think about where you're the destination just yet. Think about the journey, how you're getting there, who's around you, what's around you. kind of day is it? Um, but also, how are you getting there? Are you walking? How is your walk? Is it a hard walk? Is it an easy walk? Is it a sunny day? Is it windy? So you're starting to arrive at your destination now, and there's someone waiting for you. And your next prompt is, we sat down to talk. So this is where you need to make a decision about who you're talking to, who you've met, who you've gone on a journey to meet. If you're being super meta, it could be like yourself 10 years ago or yourself 10 years from now. Or it could be, a person that you really need to have a difficult conversation with or a really positive conversation. Is it someone you've not seen for a while? What are they wearing? How are they? How do they notice where they're sitting? Notice where you're sitting. Notice what your hands are doing. What's on the table between you? If you are sitting on a table, maybe you're at a bench or you're sitting on the beach. Notice your body language in relation to each other. And what are they saying and what are you saying and how are you saying it? Is this an easy conversation? Or is it quite difficult? Why has it taken this long for you to have this conversation? So your next prompt is words as war. Words as war. Now it's up to you to decide what kind of war this is, but it's definitely a war. A war where words are used to attack and to defend and strategically. Tell us about that war. Describe the feeling of being in conflict with this person. Tell me the words that you're using. Might be even a list of words or like phrases. The most important thing is, what is the transaction in this conversation? Who needs what? And if they don't get it, what will be the worst thing that happens? When we're writing fiction, the thing that we are ask of our characters the most is, what do they want, and what will happen if they don't get it? And that's how drama unfolds. That's conflict. So what's happening in this conflict? Now, this meeting, this coming together is over. You're starting to think about your own space. You're going to go somewhere. You might decide to return home. You might decide to go somewhere else just to be by yourself. And your next prompt is, set fire to.
Set fire to.
Set fire to. Because after conflict, we must have some form of release, some form of come down, some form of catharsis. You don't have to set a literal fire. And if you do,
Too late.
please risk assess the fire. Make sure you're standing at least 6 feet away from it. And this is the moment of release. This is the moment that the thing that you've been trying to resolve about yourself, and maybe this person, is going up into the air, is being set fire to. And what is that giving you? How is that making you feel? What is that making you think about the future? Right, and your final prompt is a route home. we're going to come full circle now. You've gone on this journey, you've had a form of catharsis, and it's time to go home. And there's something about the act of going home after a really difficult time that tells us everything we know. So think about that journey. Maybe it's the same journey, it's the reverse journey that you did earlier. What are you noticing going back now? Are you being interrupted by anyone? Are you seeing any familiar faces on the way? You can see you're starting to approach your home, your safe place. And just to finish up, look at that front door or entrance or whatever it is. Just tell me in one line how it feels to see it again. Done. And that is the end of the free writing bit of this workshop. Um, tell, tell me, tell me a bit about the journey that you went on.
Well, what I found really interesting is for each prompt, I was almost able to go into a completely different headspace and emotional space.
No, that's great. It's really amazing to see how different people respond to those prompts, because you can either take it on one journey and have, because often I find that if you go on that journey when you're particularly aggrieved about something, you can use it as a way of just sort of resolving a thing from your day. Like, you know, countless times when like you sit down to write and you're like, oh my god, that text I got from my friend was, oh, what an idiot. And so you can use it as a way of kind of working that stuff out. But also, like, if you take each constituent part down, it can put you in lots of different worlds, and so it can like help you bridge the sort of the gap between real life and creative state, which I think is quite interesting.
Yeah, and also I wasn't expecting what came up at all. I was just trying really hard to just take whatever came and just run with it. And
Yeah.
it was really, I would never have thought that those were the things that were kind of knocking around in my brain today, or that those are the things that would have been brought up. And I would also say, because I've done these prompts on your advice, not these exact ones, but different ones in the past. And what I've really found is day to day, it's so different as
Yeah.
well. And it's such a helpful thing just for going, like you say, you know, today I was really, really full of this one thing that was really getting to me. Or today, you know, I was finding it really hard to kind of take anything seriously. Or, you know, today I was doing this, that, the other. And I think it's so useful to do that every day, just as like a way to check in with your body. And
So basically, the point is, if you're writing your big novel or short story or what have you, and you've had a hard day, do some free writing, people. It's always just a really good way to kind of bring you into the creative state.
also, I would say it's like if you want to go running or you want to go to the gym, if you put on your exercise clothes, you're basically setting that intention and getting yourself ready. If you
Yeah,
do the free writing, you're basically, once you've done it, you do the writing because you want to do the writing. I've never sort of, you know, started and then not done it.
cool. Thanks everyone. Thanks to the Royal Society of Literature and to the Arts Council, and to you, Josie Long.
Thank you for having me.